What if your favorite childhood toy held a dark secret? Beyond the innocence of porcelain faces and cuddly exteriors lies a tale so chilling they birth legends. Join us as we pull back the curtains on the real-life origins of the world's most infamous dolls and discover why some toys are better left in the box.
So imagine the dust-filled attic, the creak of floorboards, and the unblinking gaze of a doll that feels wrong. I mean, they're all wrong anyway, in my opinion. We're venturing into the shadows of folklore and forgotten history to uncover the truth behind dolls like Annabelle and Robert. Prepare to have your perception of your childhood innocence forever altered.
Welcome back to Grab Your Brew.
And if you're new, welcome. Please like and subscribe.
Grab your brew and join us as we uncover the origins of haunted dolls. Robert the Doll resides in East Martello Museum. The doll is a very popular attraction for tourists and ghost hunters alike, and located in the museum among the Civil War era fort, which I found really strange. Robert the Doll was a toy belonging to Robert Eugene Otto, an artist from Key West, Florida. The doll was made by the German company Steffel. We all know I'm terrible at pronouncing words, so don't judge me. And was reportedly given to Otto by his grandfather. Some say that the doll is haunted, but others tell a more sinister origin. Not that haunted isn't sinister, but it involves black magic. It is alleged that a servant, and I do use the term loosely, servant, that was mistreated by the family actually put a curse on the doll before handing it to him. As a boy, due to the cruel nature of the family towards the servants.
See, I get that. I get that.
I
But
I,
can't
I
they
believe
create a
that's a
curse that ends with the family?
yeah. Can we just like leave it there? Like the curse poofs
Yeah.
after the last. Because let's face it, the boy
Like, dude, you've done your
didn't.
job, you can stop now.
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
man actually still like basically owned the doll up until like relatively recently, just because he didn't want anybody else to deal with the misfortune of this doll.
Yeah, there's a few adaptations of it on Netflix and Prime.
Hmm.
Um, so, everybody knows Annabelle. The real
Hmm.
Annabelle doll, the one that inspired the horror films as a Raggedy Ann doll, was given to a student nurse named Donna in 1970 as a birthday gift. I think it was from my mum. She found it at a thrift store. Donna and her roommate Angie noticed the doll moving around on its own, leaving mysterious notes. Psychic medium later informed them that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle Higgins.
We all know this is just fluff from the psychic, or maybe she was in fact told about the little girl's passing in the area because a girl by that name actually did pass away. However, children do not need a host. Nothing good ever needs permission. There is a reason a vampire needs to be invited into your house. Just saying that. The Warrens, the paranormal investigators, eventually took possession of the doll. Ironically, possessed doll got taken possession of. Believing it to be demonically possessed. I would like to keep pointing this out as this is an ongoing theme. Demon, not child.
Yeah, demon's never been alive. It's
Yes.
a
I think
force
people
rather
forget
than
that.
a being,
Yeah.
isn't it? Mm.
Yeah, it's literally a spiritual, it's an energy, a negative energy at that.
Yeah, it varies from culture to culture as well, doesn't it? People's beliefs. In
Hmm.
various cultural and magical traditions, dolls are used in practices, sometimes associated with black magic, and often involving the infliction of harm, negative influence on a person that the doll's representing. These practices include the use of voodoo dolls or poppets. Poppet's a British word, but it's used as well as a term of endearment. A lot of people still call the child or someone younger, oh, poppet.
Yeah.
Um, and they put pins into it to cause pain or harm to an individual. It's important to note that the use of dolls in this way is often associated with folklore and not to be associated with the actual practice of religions like, is it Haitian voodoo, where dolls are used for
Yeah.
different purposes.
We have to respect people's cultures, and if you want to make assumptions, do your research first, because you shouldn't be insulting somebody's culture if you don't truly
Yeah,
understand what you're talking about.
Hollywood has
The
a lot down
Haitian,
to foot, doesn't it?
yeah, the Haitian voodoo dolls, known as the poppies, are not typically used for casting spells or causing harm, despite common misconceptions. Instead, they're actually utilized in rituals and ceremonies to honor lower the spirits, to channel their powers towards various purposes, including healing, guidance, and communicating with their ancestors. These dolls are often symbols, elements, and are seen as a mean to connect with the spirit realm, and can be used to convey messages or requests to the spirits. It's also safe to say, unless you educate yourself, don't try this at home, because you never know what's on the other side of those doors. That's why in Leviticus 19:31, this verse warns you against turning into mediums or trying to seek out spirits, because it's basically to try and defend you, because as it quotes, saying that will do so will defile you because you are communicating with demons.
Yeah, there's a big difference between cultures where they're raised in it with use of spirits as a mutual
Hmm.
thing, a cultural or even religious thing, and then thinking, oh, hey, we've all had a few drinks, let's get out a Ouija board and see what we can contact.
To start of every horror movie ever.
Yeah, isn't it just?
Hmm.
So, we've just touched on fictional narratives, haven't we?
Yeah.
Various beliefs and fictional narratives. Demons often require a host body, which we've just said about the not being a child, to interact with the physical world. This need arises because demons are typically described as spiritual entities lacking a form. Possession allows them to experience the world through the sense of a living being, express themselves, and carry out whatever their intentions are. Um, so, without a host, demons are limited to their ability to act, communicate, and experience the physical world. In some contexts, possession is a symbolic representation between, the struggle between good and evil, with the demon representing negative influences and the host representing the individual's vulnerability. So, a haunted doll is a handmade or manufactured doll or a stuffed toy that is claimed to be cursed or possessed in some way.
In traditional English magic, magical dolls came from in traditional English magic, magical dolls came to be known as puppets, a word derived from the Middle English puppet, puppet, meaning a small child or doll. Since medieval times, the term has carried on a dual meaning, referring to both children's toys and small human shaped figures used for witchcraft. According to Martin Durfee in his book Effigy, the earliest recording mentioned our puppet in the English language is the 10th century. In this case, a widow and her son were accused of placing an iron nail into an effigy of someone, an act that led to their land being confiscated. Beyond its magical association, puppet also became a term of affection for a cherished child. Some modern practitioners who use crafted dolls describe them in a similar term, viewing their creations almost like little children. Though made from fabric, wood, and clay, or wax instead of living flesh and blood.
Start calling me youngest puppet.
Mm.
Do you cherish me, Bon? Or are you going to stick pins in me? Let's see how I feel. I'm only joking. I wouldn't actually
Depends what
stick
kind
pins
of.
into my child. I mean, she can dance on my last nerve, but still. One of my favourites, the Victorian era. They
Oh,
embraced the dark. So Victorian dolls reflected the values and aesthetics of the time. So porcelain dolls with the delicate white complexion, because they used to powder themselves, didn't they? Fashionable clothing
yes,
and
with the
human
powder
hair
that would,
wigs. Yeah.
yeah,
Had
that
lead
powder
in,
that would
didn't
actually
it?
kill them. Yeah.
Yes. So they were a luxury status symbol. Families who couldn't afford made dolls from everyday materials like cloth, I suppose a bit like the Raggedy Ann dolls, paper, wood, or wax. The late 19th century's Industrial Revolution brought the mass production of dolls and dollhouses, and these were used to teach children, more so girls, domestic roles to prepare them for adulthood. So baby dolls trained them, for motherhood, while dollhouses staged adult life. They also held an important role in mourning culture because the Victorians embraced death. So, following Queen Victoria's public grief after Prince Albert's death in 1861, fascination with death became widespread. High child mortality rates led to families to commission life-size wax effigies of deceased children, using the children's hair and clothing. These mourning dolls were displayed at wakes, placed over graves, and even kept at home and cared for as if they were alive. Modern reborn dolls trace their origins to these Victorian mourning practices. They're quite popular.
So Jodie got gifted a Victorian style doll as a child. Now, keep in mind, we shared a bedroom, and I was just as equally
Yeah.
terrified as this doll as Jodie was, but Jodie did not like to tell people she didn't like something. So, what
Well,
happened,
I
Jodie?
had good manners, and it was a doll, and it would have been about, oh, you probably can't see on camera, it would have been about a foot and a half in height, and it had ringlet hairs, glass eyes that moved, eyelashes, and a very expensive velvet and silk
And
gown
by moved,
of
she
my
meant they followed
auntie.
you everywhere.
It certainly felt like it. But, have manners. And I was like, oh my goodness, thank you. It's beautiful. And then for at least the next 6 years, for every event, every special occasion, I was gifted porcelain dolls. And they scared the living shit out of me.
And by
Yes.
proxy, I had to be terrified too.
Well, yeah. Although you did enjoy winding me up because you used to have that my size Barbie that was 3.5 foot tall
Yeah, where you'd
that
hold
you
its
would
hands
move
and it would
around the
walk with you.
room. Yeah, but you used to move it when I was asleep, so I'd wake up and be like,
What
ah!
are little sisters for?
Well,
Oh, let me
yeah,
tell you another
terrorizing
thing
me.
too. I'd almost forgot about this till I was reminded the other day by Francie. So, you remember when those people were staying with me, and I let them come stay at my house while they were saving to buy a house,
Yeah.
well, to rent a house. Um, they brought a porcelain doll. It looked very similar to it from a car boot, right? And when they moved
Oh.
out, they left the said doll. Me and Francis threw, on two separate occasions, threw this doll away and would still find it back in the house. And then when we came outside, we had like like how you have like one bin for rubbish, one for yard work. Well, I had smaller bins for the yard work, what you have to pay extra to take to the side. And as the bin man were coming down the street, I saw them. I took the porcelain doll to the trash. It was on the curb, shut the door, walked inside. About a month later, I was doing the yard work, and that's exactly where the doll was, in the yard work bin.
Oh my god.
I think we ended up driving, like, waited till she went to the tip and took it then.
I oh uh don't. I'd be salting the ground.
Yeah, I blessed. I was walking around with my anointing oil in a spray bottle, very aggressively yelling, "I will drag you to hell if you come near these children."
I don't own enough candles and sage for that shit. I just don't.
No, no. Shabti dolls, also called Ushuabidi.
Forgive her.
I'm leaving.
Please forgive her.
I am dyslexic and it is a foreign language. I barely know English. You should. One more time. These Shabbat dolls were ancient Egyptian funerary figures, central to brutal traditions from the Middle Kingdom. Why does everything come from the Middle Kingdom? So between 2055 and 1650 BCE onward, these small human-shaped figures were placed into tombs to act as servants for the deceased. Are we just going to cut out the fact that they actually buried some of their servants with them? I prefer the dolls better than the people.
Yeah.
But
That's
anyway,
all.
so I guess they got tired of burying their servants alive, and they
See,
would
you
put
don't
these
love me as
dolls.
much as they did. You wouldn't be buried with me alive.
I wouldn't. Sorry. I would live
Breaking
for
my
you.
heart.
I would live for you. I will
Just wouldn't
pet a
die with
thousand
me.
chickens a day just for you. Who's going to feed the chickens?
Wow, yeah, there is that.
These human-shaped figures were placed in tombs to act like servants for the deceased in the afterlife, sparing them from the burden of manual labor. Rooted in Egyptian belief in the Duat, the realm of the dead, Shabbat reflected the idea that the afterlife, after death, including agriculture work such as plowing, sowing, and harvesting, to avoid performing these tasks themselves, the dead were supplied with Shabbats as substitutes. Tell you what, the bone idle in the afterlife. The
Yeah,
earliest
it's like I
Shabbat.
need my agriculture work done. Build me a doll.
Mm-hmm,
Sorry.
mm-hmm. They didn't believe in, as we do, saying you can't take it with you to the afterlife. They said you can
No.
take everything,
Hmm.
but that means you've also got to work after you've died. Don't think I
That's what the
want to
dolls are
believe in that.
for.
Well, you can't.
With the
Oh well, I guess we
doll.
can't afford dolls, can't we? Timu product
Oh,
placement.
yeah. Mm.
Shabbat dolls. Shabbat.
Shabti.
Sorry. The earliest Shabbats appearing in the Middle Kingdom were simple in form and crafted from materials like wood, clay, stone. Initially few in number, their designs grew more elaborate over time. Later examples were often inscribed with passages from the spell of the in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a magical command that that activated the figures, instructing them to carry out tasks on their behalf of the deceased whenever they summoned by the gods in the afterlife. Why can't we do that while we're alive?
Saying that would never earn any money. I suppose it's like how they try to build machines to do jobs for us. We wouldn't earn any money.
Let's face it, if I'm talking about using a spell to bring something to life, that's what I'm talking about. Go do my work while
Mm.
I sit on a beach with a margarita.
I bet there's another word for it than voodoo doll. But voodoo dolls often depicted in the media. We did touch on how Hollywood's got a lot to answer for in terms of
Oh yeah, we know they have a lot to do
portrayal.
with the dark rituals too.
Well, yeah, and all pagans are into ritual slaughter. No, we're
Mm.
not. But they do have a much richer and nuanced history. They originated in West African spiritual traditions. Dolls and figures were used for protection, healing, divine communication, so all the good stuff. Through the transatlantic slave trade, These practices merged with local customs in the Americas, shaping the voodoo traditions of places like Haiti and New Orleans, which are all very
New
popular for beliefs.
Orleans, come on down.
Um,
I love New Orleans.
so, as we've touched on with other cultures, it's effigy-based rituals, and it exists worldwide, such as European puppets,
Hmm.
there's Peruvian dolls, and they all serve as symbolic representations of people or spirits. The
Yeah,
vengeful image of voodoo dolls is it's a Hollywood creation which has fueled cultural misunderstanding and stereotypes about African derived religions. They've basically taken something that was meant to be central to their culture and faith and
yeah.
a beautiful thing and made it dark and dirty and
Not saying
vengeful.
that it hasn't become dark and dirty, but I'm not. I
Everything's
want to
got its
point out
dark side.
it's like a ritual. If you do it enough, a demonic spirit is going to listen to you. But don't put it down to their
Yeah,
faith because their faith is actually very
no.
beautiful.
Just like with anything, you know, as humans, we're inherently flawed. There's always good and bad. You
Hmm.
can't blame a culture or any kind of belief
Yeah,
for that. It's what a person does with it.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's us on dolls
It's like
today.
a knife. You can use it to butter your toast, or you can use it to unalive somebody.
Well, yeah, it's just a tool and it's what the person uses it for.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's a lot of evil people out there that can take something so
Yes, that should
natural
be,
and
yeah.
good and make use that power for evil.
Mm,
But just know that regardless of what religion you are, if you decide to pick that fate, your soul is going to go to the abyss. It's just a matter of which abyss it's going to.
yeah.
So don't harm other people.
No. And that's us on dolls today. So thank you for grabbing a brew with us this
Yeah.
week. And don't forget to comment below any requests or email us at grabyourbrew@gmail.com and write in the subject like request.
If you would like us to blind react to a video, also email or DM us with the title Blind React because we all know I fail otherwise. Please like and subscribe to our channel and help our channel blow, grow. Help our channel grow.
Oh,
Join us next week for our Monday deep dive. If you would like us to blind react to a video, also email us or DM us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, all the same name at Grab Your Brew. Oh, and we also have a Patreon, and it's called Grab Your Brew Pod. So you can also follow us on our Reddit. We will be putting a subreddit for your stories too. But everything other than Patreon, Patreon is Grab Your Brew Pods. Everything else is Grab Your Brew. And you can join us next Monday for our new deep dive. And we also have storytelling, creepy and true stories coming every Wednesday. Thank you so much, guys, and have an amazing week.
thank you.